issue and would like and has not utilized the rainy day fund reserves as of the end of 2025. Overall fund balances remain healthy, reflecting disciplined fiscal management and conservative budgeting practices. Annual surplus and deficit across all major funds expenditures have consistently remained below appropriated amounts, and both the education operation referendum revenues are exceeding expenditures in recent years, contributing to continued fund balance. Fund balances as a percentage of expenditures, while total operating fund balances remain strong, the percentage of expenditures covered by fund balances has declined in recent years due to intentional investments in infrastructure and instructional support. These include technology, refresh cycles, playground replacements, system-wide network improvements continually. I would cite recent passage of SEA 1, Senate Enrolled Act 1 introduces additional long-term uncertainty, and we need to be making preparations for that, as that will impact our overall operations fund through the declining AV associated with SEA 1. Revenue by type, education fund revenues have been impacted by declining enrollment. We are seeing an offset of that with now an increased enrollment through K-12. Local revenues have remained stable, supported by growth in assessed value. Although we saw a slight decline in 25, we anticipate that to make a rebound probably in the next 3 years. The following 3 years, we will see that decline continue. Operating referendum revenue. Operating referendum revenue now represents about 14% of total corporation revenue, underscoring its role in sustaining educational programming and operational stability. We are grateful for supporting community and their continued support in that regard. That is our update at this point, sir.
Appreciate that. That is it for the Board of Finance meeting. We need a motion to adjourn. Jeremy makes a motion.
I'll second.
Jason seconds. Discussion. Appreciate the report. All in favor? 4-0.
Okay, so I'd like to this time introduce Dr. Cooprider, our interim principal here at Eminence. She has a presentation for us, some students, and a report on kind of the state of the school and around.
Good evening, members of the board, staff, community, families. Tonight we have the privilege of recognizing our students of the month. These students have been selected by their teachers. They reflect character, perseverance, and effort. These are all qualities we value at Eminence. And these students were selected by their teachers not just for these qualities, but also their leadership. And we're going to start with Sophia. Sophia, would you mind standing, please? Thank you. Sophia Slavin, correct? Slavin, long day. Thank you for that. Miss Sophia Slavin is a third grader, and she was nominated not only for her commitment to academics, but also her ability to overcome obstacles and remain cheerful and helpful to her classmates. She demonstrates confidence, responsibility, and a true commitment to learning. Sophia, what's your favorite subject in your classroom? And what do you love about math?
I get to solve things and kind of
I've seen you in action in there. You're definitely number smart. It seems like you like to kind of tear things apart and make them make sense and put them back together. Is that something that makes sense to you? Well, we're happy to honor you tonight as Student of the Month. And as we're working on all of our academic skills, but also just our skills for after school, right? So we're also working on our communication skills. Would you like to introduce your guest this evening? Thank you.
So first off, we have my dad.
Nice job.
We have my brother. And then Andy. My mom. Gramps. Poppy. Lexi. Amy, and Barbara.
Thank you, Sophia. Nice job.
Congratulations.
You and your family are welcome to stay, or you're also welcome to leave at this time, whatever's best for you. We have a couple of other students that I do want to honor and celebrate who could not be with us this evening. Next up is John Jeffries, and I presented these awards today. John is a senior. He was selected by his teachers because he stepped into leadership by serving as a team manager and class treasurer. He shows maturity and dedication beyond the classroom. I'll also say that John has just given me the warmest welcome. He goes out of his way to say hello to me every single day, and his plans after Eminence is Lincoln Tech. He'll be going into the Welding Tech program, and that's where he is a senior. Our third and final student of the month is Haley Henderson. Haley is a senior. She was selected by her teachers because she consistently demonstrates academic excellence, determination, and confidence as well, and she actively contributes to the classroom every day. It is my understanding that Haley is going to plan to study radiology technology at IU Indianapolis. So that is our student of the month. To continue forward. Additionally, I'd like to take maybe another 1 or 2 minutes just also to talk about our schools. What we've accomplished, what we're facing, and where we're headed. So this just reflects what I've seen in 42 short days. I'm actually on day 42 here, and it doesn't feel like day 42, but it is day 42. Oh, Sophie, I was just looking at you, sweetie, to say that it's okay if you wanted to leave. You want to come up here and help me? I can let you help us here. Do you want me to hold your cookies?
No, that's a hard no. I don't want that to happen.
You can just, oh, we'll fix that. Thank you. Nice reading skills. Nice job. Okay, we're right here. Just make sure I stay on track. So we're just talking quickly about the schools. So there's a lot to celebrate, right? We really want to, our students continue to show grit, kindness, and pride in the school. From academic growth to athletic and extracurricular success. Eminence students are showing up, representing our community well. We're really focused on attendance right now. We started to track a daily attendance rate, and we're starting to see it climb. We're also fortunate enough to have a staff that shows up daily, often covering classes, adjusting schedules, and doing whatever it takes to keep learning moving forward. Their commitment matters, and it doesn't go unnoticed. We have started as a team to start to plan for every 9 weeks. We have certain things in those 9 weeks. So we just kicked off our third 9 weeks. So our goal for this 9 weeks is really around strong instruction, every day strong instruction that's predictable and also creates positive school culture. We're really working on systems that support both students and staff. We're tightening up processes, aligning curriculum and expectations, and ensuring that every student receives the support they need to succeed. We just laid out a curriculum survey to identify what materials do we have instructionally and where are the gaps. Another key initiative that we're rolling out this 9 weeks is we've started to roll out teacher-led professional development teams. So our teachers are actually leading data cycles where we're looking at student work, students like Sophia. We're looking at what is it that they have learned, each student, what have they learned, who didn't learn it, second of all, and third of all, what are we going to do about that? So we know Eminence is a small district with a big impact, and after just a few weeks here, I really believe that the strengths lie in our relationships, shared responsibility, and believe that every student matters. Thanks for your time tonight.
Thank you. Thanks for coming. Congratulations. Hey, you better get hold of those cookies. Though.
Yeah.
Get those sugar.
Congratulations.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Dr.
You want to Billy? Yeah. Billy is right after your recognition.
I'm also semi-afraid of all the
All right, we're gonna jump, stay with new business here and jump to Billy for a cafeteria update. Mr. Boyette?
Thank you. Well, Dr. Bond and board, I've got reports for the cafeteria for December. Y'all already have them in your hands. Also, as I was informing Mr. Bond earlier tonight when I came in, here is the contracts for our co-op that we're in, that you've been in for 2 years, but now you have a copy of your contract. And, no problem. You can get this one. Okay, this is our US Foods, our fresh bread that we get. Also, it's Prairie Farms. It is Piazza Produce, Commercial Foods, and Smart Systems. One thing I'm trying to be very positive about is, one thing is, small schools always had trouble bidding with big schools. So we're in a co-op now, and Emmons is part of this, has been, but being part of Katie Rogers' co-op that she's got is 37 school corporations large, and by the end of this year will be over 50. It is growing leaps and bounds. Schools are not able to compete. As everyone knows, distributors are being bought up right and left. B&B got bought up, Troyer's got bought up, McFarland's got bought up, Wabash closed their doors 2 weeks ago. Now there's Cisco, US Food, GFS. Not to give anybody bad ideas, we're all right, so we ain't gotta worry about that. So our co-op is strong enough that it's kept our pricing down. It's got the pricing, everything in there tells you what kind of money and stuff that we're saving and stuff. The good thing I wanted everybody to be aware of is we are getting better every month. It's not easy to see, but it is happening. If you look at last year, December, did $10,923.02. We did $10,286.27. Yes, that is less, but we had 3 days, full days out of school, and we had 6 days, half a days. Last year, you had 1 2-hour delay compared to this. Now you go, and I broke everything down to kind of give you an idea of what we do. We average now here at this school anywhere from $1,100 to $1,200 a day through CEP. That is reimbursement to us for our breakfast and lunches here. You lose $1,100 to $1,200 a day. That's pretty rough on a small school. And I run Cloverdale, and it's as rough on us over there as it is here. Anytime you don't have money coming in, last time I checked, I haven't found a tree out back that grows money on a tree. So just to give you a little heads up. The one thing I do want to tell you, our food cost statewide has been up 37%. We're up 26% through our co-op. That's a pretty good savings. It's not great, because I'd like to see a lot better, but right now there ain't nothing really good out there in this business when it comes to pricing. I mean, it's kind of like they can charge whatever they want to charge, and I know y'all understand that. One thing I will tell you that we are real proud of is we changed our menus. We offer 3 different breakfasts every morning, and we offer 3 different lunches every day. The childs come in here, they have 2 hot meal options, and then they have a PBJ meal. And believe me, If you don't believe PBJ is not as famous as it was back when I was little, it is. The only problem is they want these Uncrustables, which I ain't figured that out yet for. But yeah, it's still a hot item. One thing I'd also like to tell y'all, we're working right now with some new items. Everybody knows they want us to be more healthier choices. At breakfast, we offer a whole grain muffin with yogurt and granola. For the kids that are trying to watch what they're doing, I mean, I'm sorry, but I never had that problem. I always liked what I looked like, and that was ugly. But anyway, the situation is, everybody wants, there's some people like healthy choices. We have that availability here. We're doing that here now, and it's really went over. It was really amazing to our ladies that are working here that these kids eat that yogurt a lot better than they thought they did. The kids love it. And it ain't that little yogurt in the squirt thing, it's actual dipped yogurt out of the containers. I'd like to open up if there's any questions y'all might have about our stuff.
I will add that Mr. Boyd's really good about communicating with me on what's up. If he sees a significant price increase, I often get an email and say, hey, just heads up, this item is no longer available. We're gonna have to substitute with this, and that's gonna increase price. And he's been really good about communicating on that. Taking control of our purchasing, organizing that, and also then with our staffing, he's been excellent about organizing that and trying to put us in the best position to be able to offer as many possible options for our kids as we can. He tracks those numbers daily, I will tell you. He checks and he will let you know. I could call him in the afternoon and say, all right, how many lunches do we serve? He will tell you, he knows. And that's really good because that keeps us all in. Now, I learned very quickly, as he said, those snow days, they add up, and that's hurt the bottom line. We're not in it to make any money. We are simply going to be able to provide the best opportunity for our kids while at the same time breaking even. If we can break even, we've done well. So he's done a great job with that.
And one thing is, I will tell y'all, to our delays, we're now giving them breakfast. Because some poor kids that don't eat till later, we're giving them option of Pop-Tart, juice or milk or fruit, or we do a muffin meal. We can't cook because it's hard to predict how a kid's gonna eat when they get off of a bus real quick and have to get to class, and they're taking the food with them.
We also serve lunch very quick, shortly
Yes.
after they arrive here, so
Less
that's
than-
part of it. So.
Less than 20 minutes, we're already feeding them lunch. Well, the little kids we are. Some of them, but
And we entered into this with the idea we were using what we've done in the past, which was we weren't providing breakfast, but we learned there was a number of kids that weren't getting breakfast, so we modified that plan.
well, thank y'all very much. I sure do appreciate
Thanks,
the
Billy.
opportunity.
Yeah. Just one thing, I will say, that the feedback from the kids that I'm around, I will say, has been very positive on the food choices, and, they argue about what their favorite food is and trying to track when they're gonna have it, so, I appreciate the fact that they are, wanting to eat the food that's here instead of used to the ones bringing their lunch, because it was just not as desirable.
Well, one of the things I do is I attend the student council meetings. Molly was fortunate enough she's the lady over the student council, and she asked me, and I said, yeah, I attend the ones at Cloverdale. And what I do is I ask the children, what are you looking for? I learned real quick here. I learned super quick. One of the things they love is what's right up here at this little grocery store is those breadsticks and cheese. And these kids let me know what to eat super fast. And I said, yeah, we can do that. I mean, I just didn't know. I mean, because some school kids like them and some Well, like at our school, they don't care for the breadsticks. They care for the pepperoni sticks, which is actually a rolled up pizza like a breadstick. Got pepperoni in it. And we're gonna try it here just to see if they like it. But, you know, if they don't, we understand. And I ask them all the time. I mean, one of the kids said, well, you got country fried steak with mashed potatoes and gravy. If you don't want the gravy, you don't have to taste it. And we're, like I've told every one of the ladies that's working this kitchen, they're your customer. They pay your paycheck. You don't make them happy, you won't be here. Because that's the bottom line. The bottom line is we make our children happy. And our children's happy, I'm happy. I know I'm not that good to look at sometimes.
We
Thank you.
appreciate the effort.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bill.
Are we gonna serve everything, or the kids can pick, they just have to at least take 2 or whatever? Are we like a serve everything to everyone, or, like, I know that, like, they have to at least take 2, like.
No,
that's
they
their-
gotta take 3 options.
3 options.
3 of the 5.
Yeah,
And basically what that means is they take an entree, which would be like,
the
or-
country fried steak or
yeah,
whatever.
country fried steak, fried chicken, or a PBJ. And then they gotta take a fruit or a vegetable, that is mandatory.
Yeah,
And we're trying to push the children to take and try the meal.
yeah.
We're at Cloverdale,
Uh-huh.
we outsell more milk than Greencastle South put together. Because the kids finally started drinking it and they liked it. And you know, Mr. Bond made this statement a while ago. They approved us now to have whole milk.
Oh, nice.
Now, that ain't available yet, but it's so funny, they sure put that out there in the media that, hey, we got whole milk. Well, no, we don't. It has been
We're allowed to
approved.
have it, but we don't have it.
Well, the Prairie Farms, and we deal with Prairie Farms.
Yeah.
Prairie Farms is going to have it available. How quick, it's taken a while to get everything switched around. But whenever it's available, we'll have that. We will get, I look at it this way, what we can do to feed our children, the better off. And I'm sorry, but there's been too many broken bones in athletes.
And you should say too, for those kids who really, they have to take it, but they don't want it,
Uh-huh.
we usually have a little tub sitting out there that
Oh,
we
yeah.
can put them in there, and then there's
The sharing
extra, so
table.
anybody else
Yep.
comes up,
Yeah.
they
Exactly.
can grab the thing of fruit or whatever that was there.
I know some schools they serve everything, and then some schools you have to take at least 3, so I was wondering, like.
Yeah,
We-
I
three is part of the
put it,
requirement.
it's all for
Yeah.
versus serve here.
Yeah, yeah, offer versus serve, that's what I was
Yes,
trying to think of the
Yes,
wording.
ma'am.
Thanks, sir. Thanks,
Thank
Billy.
you, thank you.
So we need to move back up to item 4, patron comments.
Yeah, we're gonna jump back up to item 4, which is patron comments. If you're gonna speak, make sure you're signed in, and there is guidelines, new guidelines this year, which is actually our policy, limited 3 minutes. And you can speak once, and this will be the only time you can speak. We will not be taking conversation during the meeting other than this patron comments. So if someone wants to speak, please do so. Are we gonna keep that in here on here? Because I would like for them to speak there.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so if you would like to speak, please step to the podium.
Okay.
Hi.
I'll get over there.
I'm Jess. You know that. PTO updates, wanted to give you guys some of that. We got our $1,000 from Citizens. That has already been distributed to several of the departments in the school. 200 to the band for sectional lessons, specifically to the percussion is what Noah was asking for. 240 to the algebra for Mrs. Gonzalez for Trig, which is the dual credits. So she's got a couple students that now have access to that on Pearson. Junior League, that we needed some extra cabinets down there, so we've got extra cabinets, which will also benefit PTO, which will also benefit the school, because we're gonna get the rest of the junk that's we can't even get to because Charlie's got it locked up over there. I think it's some random stuff, so that will also be out of the way completely since there's lacking of space up here.
We are also doing, I believe the school approved the pigs, is that right, for Spears?
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna do the, blood and fingerprinting kits, I believe, for him then. So that was where that was going. And then Madison asked for some books, so we spent a little bit of that to that. And I believe there was one other thing that we were working out, but that had not been fully approved yet, but there's a couple other departments that are still getting, so we just try to spread that as best as we can. We have a Lego grant submitted to do some sensory spots in classrooms, which we're still working on. I have a meeting with Dr. Bond and Dr. C tomorrow about just like what that looks like in classrooms, since we don't have the sensory rooms. But PTO is really working really hard. We have like 4 or 5 moms, I think, that are just nonstop with like grants and trying to raise that money. We are also working on probably reaching out to Hebron to help try to alleviate some of the stress on field day, since we have a lot more moms that are available to do that. We also did the cart right before the holidays, which was great. And I think we're gonna start doing that a little bit more often, just as like a nice little surprise. We had like hot chocolate and snacks just kind of going around each room. Gives a really good example to the kids too of just everybody's really stressed and exhausted, and here's a cute little snack. I wanted to say thank you to Dr. C for explaining some of the curriculum stuff, because I said all the good stuff. I'm really stressed out about the curriculum, I want to say that. Consistency, Dr. Bond and I have talked about that a lot. I'm really hoping that that stays there, but I think the board really needs to know that that is something that seems to be lacking. I'm sure you guys probably know that. We hit those Indiana academic standards, however, I don't know that what is happening in the classrooms. I think there are certain classrooms that are not getting what they need, especially in the elementary. I know a lot of you guys have older kids, so I don't know if you're as privy to some things going on in the elementary. I know we focus really heavily on IEPs, but that kind of also worries me on what's happening with kiddos who might be excelling a little bit more. We have teachers that are going from, this is our first year in that specific grade, and I don't know that they're getting the guidance that they need. And I'm saying this one as not, I'm removing myself from PTO stuff and saying this strictly as a parent. So my kiddo has not been tested for things that she has been promised to be tested for. Every time I reach out, I kind of get brushed off, and then it's, we didn't file this grant, we didn't do this, we didn't do that. Kind of exhausted hearing passing the buck. I know that admin changes, I know things fall through the cracks, but this is our 3rd, 4th year, she did preschool, and that is getting exhausting, and I'm not the only one who's feeling that way. We stay positive, I know that is the way we're supposed to do it. I hear and see really great things happening. I see Dr. C is standing here. I know the rumors on that one of applying and hopefully sticking around. But I also have, we don't even have on our own website curriculum like every other school around us does. What the materials are, what they're doing, what's expected, how kids are tested, how they aren't tested, what their school standards are. Reaching out, I ask those questions, and those questions are immediately, well, the Indiana academic standards. Yeah, I know, those are on the government page. Those are pretty easy to find. So what are you doing? What are we doing? Why aren't our kids learning these things? Why are they still stuck here? And I express that because I see and I work with kids who have behaviors as well. When kids start to get bored, they start bringing home things that have doodles on them. They start acting out. They start doing those. Mine personally is not acting a fool, but she's got all the doodles. She's got everything that's going on. She says she's bored. She doesn't have the right tools for those things. We don't have a library access. I'm sending her her own personal books from home. The PTO is also offering, to segue into that, we would like to offer any of our volunteer assistants to do library. I mean, you have people who are willing to help, but I don't know that we can sit here and keep watching our kids like, hey, we'll take care of that next year. Hey, we've got it. Based on your guys' own board policies, March 1st, you have to have a curriculum idea. You have to know what you're doing for next year. Is that gonna happen? I know I can't ask questions. That was rhetorical. But I spent like 4 or 5 hours last night reading over your guys' own board policies. I don't know that those are being reviewed. I hope they are. I hope you guys are as on it as, you know, I'm hoping. But again, I mean, this is why kids get pulled, this is why they go somewhere else, because it literally takes, I made one phone call to a surrounding school and she spent an hour on the phone talking to me about exactly how their kids are tested, exactly what their classrooms look like, what WIN looks like at their school, what their tiers look like. I only asked the exact same question I asked here, and I didn't get hardly anything. And I know I'm over 3 minutes, Vinny.
It's time.
So, take that into consideration, please.
Great, thank you. Do we have any other speakers?
I am ready. And you guys have already heard it because my daughter sent me
Oh,
all
hold
the
on,
email.
1 second.
My name is Joni Burnett.
What's your address, please?
My address?
Yeah.
You're gonna put that on the record?
Yeah, it states it, but you have to stay here.
6425 West Corlett Lane.
Perfect, thank you.
I'm gonna start this out with 35 minutes we waited to know where our 5-year-old, my granddaughter, my daughter's child, where was she? She was supposed to be home. We called the school, we called the school, we called the school. We got nobody. We got nobody. Finally, my daughter got in her car and drove frantically looking for our daughter, my granddaughter. My daughter then called Mr. Bond. She was very upset and he hung up on her. The bus broke down today and apparently we had to call around to find from different people. The older kids that had phones were able to contact their parents. The younger kids that didn't just sat there. My granddaughter didn't even have a coat on. It's in the teens, the weather. We don't know where she is and she doesn't know where we are. There's no policy what a driver does when their bus breaks down about reporting it to parents. So it's not just district policy here. There's lots of policies that aren't written yet. But if you don't know where your 5-year-old child is, what do? Do you go into panic? We call the school, guess what? Nobody is in the office. Nobody. The driver finally tells us when the bus finally did come. They go home. What do you mean they go home? There's nobody to contact if the bus breaks down. There's nobody calling parents when these things happen. We found out that the vice principal walked down to the bus and the driver walked back here, but nobody thought to contact parents. Do you think it's okay? There was other parents in cars that met my daughter and said, what was their excuse this time? So obviously it's not the first time this has happened. We don't know who those parents were, but they pulled over after my daughter talked to the driver. What was their excuse this time? My granddaughter will be wearing a watch now that she can call her mother.
Would you like to speak? We're good? Moving on, consent agenda. Bear with me, my computer's not working, so I'm trying to read via the phone here. Approval of regular session meeting minutes, December 18, 2025. Approval of exec session meeting minutes, December 18, 2025. Approval of special session meeting minutes, January 5th, 2026. January claims in the amount of $174,487.72. December 2025 cafeteria transfers. Approval to pay late arriving 2025 invoices. Approval of year-end balance of accounts and funds, donations, and somebody want to read them out for me? I can't see them. Okay.
Donations. We have anonymous donation, $50, athletic department. Curtis Garage and Rector Service, $500 for wrestling. Caliber Fiber, $437.11, boys basketball. Finney and Sons Construction, $437.11, boys basketball. Breaking the Law Construction, $2,500 holiday basketball tournament. Eminence Junior League Youth Cheer, $1,000 cheer team.
I'll make the motion.
Okay, Okay, hold on one second, Ollie. Let's,
Have to separate these
yeah,
out.
let's pull the Finney and Sons donation, and then we can vote. Jeremy wasn't here on the 18th, we gotta have him.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
my apologies.
okay, so we're voting on everything, including the donations, except for the Finney and Sons donation. So Holly, you wanna make the motion? Holly makes the motion.
I'll say it.
Jeremy seconds. Discussion. All in favor? 3 opposed, abstained, 301. And then we will just, we just need a motion to accept the Finney and Sons donation. Jeremy makes the motion,
I'll second.
Holly seconds, discussion. All in favor? 3, I abstain, 301. Okay.
Personnel report.
Yep, recommendation to approve personnel report, which we will have, Doug, actually, I think I got it on the phone here. I do not, you're gonna have to read it.
Do you want me to read it?
If I can
Please.
get my agenda, yes.
Yeah, go ahead, Ellen.
At this time, there are no resignations, no retirements. Recommendation to hire Heather Sutherland as the concession manager. No transfers, no athletic and PCA stipends to be released, and no other personnel items currently.
Need a motion? No motion. Jason makes the motion. Jeremy seconds, discussion. All in favor? 4-0. Recommendation for classified raise revision.
We identified, we passed this last month, but after doing so, we identified a couple typos in there that we needed to fix. So this document represents that, those modifications simply to do exactly what we intended, which was the dollar raise across the board for all employees. So,
Need a motion?
I'll motion.
Molly makes the motion. Jeremy seconds. Discussion, so it was just a couple typos.
just a couple typos, yes.
Still the same amount.
Same amount across the board, yes.
Okay. All in favor? 301, I abstain. On to professional lead field trips.
Yeah, no action, that's simply for information purposes.
Monthly ECAs, elementary, December 2025, junior, senior high, 2025 ECA credit card report, December 2025. Questions, comments on any of the ECAs? Corporation Treasurer's Report, BNY Mellon Report, December 2025, Treasurer's Report, December 2025, After Checks Payroll Report, December 2025. Need a motion?
I'll motion.
All motions, Jason seconds, discussion? All in favor? 4-0. Information from the boss.
I've got an update for you, so, just a quick update, we've got a lot of, positive information to share. The first one, 1931 building, wanted to update the board and the community. I'm asking, the board for a preferred date and time for a work session so that we can come together and map out a clear action steps for repairs and eventual return to service. We're proud to take these next steps as we honor the history of the building while planning responsibly for the future. I appreciate your partnership in this as we move forward. Next, I want to thank Google for their incredible generosity. We received a donation of $175,000 in total, which we plan to use for facility enhancements. Just as important, they're expressed a continued commitment to partner with us at ECS moving forward. I'll bring a formal donation acceptance letter to the February meeting for that as well. On the legislative front, the short session has just kicked off. IEPSS and ISBA are tracking several bills, and I will continue to keep you informed as things develop. Enrollment, as I've already shared, we've got some very positive news in that. Last February, we were 248 students. This fall, we were at 281, and as of this morning, we are at 317, with approximately 7 others that we're working through the paperwork on for enrollment purposes at this time. We also have traditional families showing interest, which is encouraging and speaks to our momentum. Looking forward, I'd like to make strategic planning for our board a priority. So I'm reviewing vendor proposals now, and we'll bring a recommendation as soon as we can set a clear direction for the district to organize that and begin that this spring. And I'd also like to offer congratulations to our boys and girls varsity basketball teams. Special thanks to our admin team for running a smooth tournament. But both the boys and girls basketball teams won the Christmas in the Tank Championship. It was an incredible 3 days of basketball if you had the opportunity to be here. Also recognizing some of our athletes who were also recognized as all tournament teams: Chloe Kirk, Jay Youngblood, Aubrey Youngblood, Eli Jones, Jonathan Myers, and James Jeffries were all named all tournament. And finally, I'd like to honor our school board. This is a School Board Appreciation Month, and we want to thank you for your time, your leadership, and your heart that you put into this district. That's what makes Eminence so special. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Board comments, Jason?
Awesome. First and most importantly, I want to congratulate the students of the month. It's great to see us doing that. They should be very proud of themselves and keep up the great work. Secondly, exciting news on the new student headcount. That's great to see things moving in the right direction. Thank you for all those that attended and made your comments. Appreciate the update on the PTO and the curriculum concerns. And the bus situation was an unfortunate situation. It's definitely identified some opportunities for areas of improvement that will take place. Appreciate the comments. And last but not least, thank you for Dr. C and Mr. Boyd for great presentations. It was good to hear those updates from the school. Thank you.
Paula?
Yeah, glad to have students of the month back on the agenda. I know that was something that had been asked for, so I'm glad to hear and see that. Hopefully we can get the teacher of the month or whatever also. I think it's important that we continue to acknowledge the hard work and the effort that they are putting forth as well. So congrats to Sophia, John, and Haley. Appreciate the PTO involvement with the students, staff, community. You know, coming out, making yourself present for pretty much everything. I feel like I see people from the PTO involved, asking questions, wanting to know what's going on, where can I help? And I think that's huge. You know, we have had that in the past, and I'm just glad that it's continuing to thrive, and the younger students and their parents are involved. That's what keeps this going. I am disappointed in the bus issue. You know, I agree with Jason that yes, this identified gaps that will be handled, should be handled immediately. I know that there have been other situations in the past 10 years ago when bus broke down, students were, you know, trying to reach out to people, didn't know parent numbers, but there was somebody here at the office that could help. Somebody that had access to the computer that they could make those calls to the parents. But know that it's going to be addressed. That's not an acceptable situation for anybody to be in. And I'm sorry that you guys had to go through that. 317 students is a great improvement. I think that shows that we can and will continue to grow. So I appreciate the effort that's gone into that as well. I think that's what I have.
Sure. I want to congratulate all the students of the month. That's a great achievement. Great job. Also, thank you to PTO for doing everything that you do, updating, and just being here nonstop. Thanks for everyone that came in and talked. I agree with Holly and Jason. The bus situation was not acceptable. My kid rides a bus as well, and I was home early today for a little while, and I was like, he's usually home by now. Where is he at? I was in your shoes. I was starting to panic myself, because I didn't know what was going on either. So it should have never happened to begin with, in my opinion. But we will get it fixed one way or another. It's not acceptable. As far as PTO offering to help in the library, I think that's a great thing. And I honestly am a little upset that we don't have, when I found out about not having that, that bothers me. Not just because it's a thing that needs to be there. And I appreciate you guys reaching out to volunteer or however we get through that. I'll make sure that we get something figured out, because I agree there needs to be something done with the library. Congratulations to the boys and girls on their basketball wins, and that's pretty much it.
Yep. Good thing about going last is you guys have already said everything.
Right.
Good. Appreciate Google for sure. It's nice of them to reach out, considering we have no really affiliation with where they're at. I think all the schools got it, so I really appreciate that. Thanks to Dr. C. I truly enjoy her presentations. I enjoy her dancing at games. She's not real good at it, but I do enjoy it. Billy is always candid as usual. I thank Billy. The student of the month, that's awesome that we had it back. We've been asking a while, and I really appreciate that. Congratulations to all those students. That's a huge thing. Good news on enrollment. Appreciate that. Congratulations to the homecoming court. Was that last night or the night before? Last night. Everybody looked great. Boys got a good win, so congratulations on that front. And as far as the bus thing goes, I have to agree that the ball got dropped. We're going to learn from it. We're going to get better from it. I went through a situation similar 10 years ago, not here, not with Eminence on the bus, but same thing, and I will say I was worried. I can assure you that Dr. Bond's aware of it. They will be having meetings tomorrow to figure out how to make that work. I can also assure you that everything you hear is not true. As far as people not being here or something like that, not everything's true, and it's unfortunate that information gets spread, but that's the way it is. So again, I personally apologize for the situation, and I want to assure everyone that we will handle it accordingly, get it fixed, and unfortunately that's what you, in my opinion, from a mistake, you just have to not let it happen again. So we'll do what we can, and I truly apologize. Other than that, I don't really have anything else other than it's going to get really cold, so see what happens. Need a motion?
Cold in here.
Yeah.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.